I did it! I defeated him at last, without a power beam! I must go tell Klaatu he's been avenged! Klaatu! Notice that red book on the desk there? That should not be there. I didn't find it yet. But you can find Fusoya's diary in the ancient castle. It will show up there, and you can read it, but I'm pretty sure I went back to an old save during grinding and didn't pick that up, but we'll see. Klaatu! What is it? I am proud to say the Kraid is no more! Now we have to go fight Antoon! Oh, you can't be serious. He really defeated it! If I didn't know better, I'd say you were showing signs of jealousy. This has got to be some kind of joke. By the way, how are your wounds healing? Oh, I'm good. One day at a time, right? That evening... So there I was, in a dark, phazon-rich cave that seemed endless, and before I knew it, Kraid appeared! I stared that oversized lizard straight in its 500-million-year-old eyes, lifted my staff, and let him have it! Kapow! Thwack! Shazam! Crunch! Batman and series sound effects! Biff! Kadoosh! Barf! Oh wait.
Marty!
Barf!
I wanted to show my enemy the true power of heroes such as myself. And then...
Oh wait, I also forgot about the part where I had to feed a treasure chest like 500 tons of plasma.
Where's Fusoya? He finally nodded off. Let's let him be. Now, about my wounds. Wait, first let me thank you. You gave him a reason to go defeat something that had tormented him for years. Even if you were faking, that creature meant business. What a wonderful child he's raised, brighter than the sun itself. And what a terrible actor you are. Only Fusoya could have been fooled by that silly performance. Hey, take that back.
Michael, why do you sound like Mickey Mouse?
Because I can't do women's voices, and especially can't do little girls' voices. So,
okay,
night
I
vision.
can't blame you.
Summons Reaper into the party. I wonder if that's permanent.
Uh-oh.
So, double gill. Oh, thanks for the host, NJ.
Yeah, I just realized I wasn't hosting, so...
It happens.
Well, I'm gonna save and save state because it's faster to load the state than to reset the game and load up the file.
So, yeah, and yes, you are indeed using just ZSNES, right?
Yep.
And that might be what worse. Maybe the audio might be sounding a little bit weird, a little bit worse than it usually would be, because ZSNES doesn't have the greatest audio emulation.
Well, I found it to be overall better than SNES 9X, especially with games like with Star Ocean and Seeking the Tetsu 3.
As I checked, the last version of ZSNES actually had the original Star Ocean kind of broken, but I don't know.
I can never get it to work. Okay, so the Reaper's in the party. It did not use the doll. Okay, so what that does is just brings him into the party. As soon as I switch, he'll disappear. So he's kind of a permanent guest star party member, you might say.
I guess I found out a good way to actually use the guest party member slot, maybe.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Golbez and maybe even find a way to revive Leo, but I kind of doubt that last one.
Oh come on! It's a Final Fantasy VI hack with this much effort put into it. You'd think they'd have some way to do that.
Well, there is a General Leo edition that I have yet to play through. I don't know of any others. Okay, I got Kraid Hunt happy. So let's see what's behind the big blue guy whose name and numbers we can't remember. Oh!
It's like JCT 3000 GT, something like that. JCE.
Oh, Bow Wow died. Rip Bow Wow. Intricately carved into the stone statue are various words and spellglyphs that appear to be written in Lunarian. You are barely able to decipher a phrase. Only those who are not tainted by the darkness may enter this realm. Those who do not oblige will suffer death. What is this nonsense? How can you possibly defeat that guy? Well, then I suppose this makes you the new guardians of the Dimensional Gateway. How long have you been trapped in your house, Mayor? That's all you have to say? Well, let's take a peek in here. So this leads to the Dimensional Gateway. Esper World. A new Esper... What?
Whoa. Holy.
Kind of. This is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
You know, big Dimensional Gateway.
Nope.
Can we chalk this up to Deus Ex Machina?
Maybe. Deus Ex had something to do with it.
Not until 4, though.
Deus Ex, Asper's Divided. Be right back.
If Zuriel does gain entry into this dimension, we will fall back to the castle and wish for Shenron to protect us.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I guess I do need 7 Dragon Balls. Which I do.
You really needed 7 testicles.
That would leave one of them uneven.
Yes, one of them is uneven. That's because he couldn't afford an 8th one.
It happens.
To imagine how much it already cost for him to get 5 extra.
Spellbound Castle, so I think we found our bonus dungeon.
And your bonus boss in the form of Shenron, maybe.
One of them at least. There's still the propagator. Well, I was going to go to the Phoenix Cave, but let's check this out.
This game gets larger every time you look at it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of larger, hey Scarecrow, do you like the length of Mania 34?
What's the time on that?
Let's see, the pre-show starts in 2 minutes.
Right.
Okay, we got Masa and Mune.
Give me a guesstimate as to how long you think it'll take overall.
We found a use for the time egg. Hey, is that a time egg?
Power.
Very hunting. That is indeed a rare treasure. If it's your wish, I can harness the power. Okay, so the time egg is unlocks New Game Plus. Interesting.
Okay.
7 hours.
So does that mean that there's anything
Yeah,
else
7
new
hours.
about?
Makes sense.
Does that mean there's anything else new about New Game Plus, or is it just literally the same game, with nothing extra, just to go back to the start with all the stuff that you got obtained?
I think you just go back to the start with all you got.
Anyways, that's about it for me. I'm going to go over to Thunder's server now.
Alright, see you later.
Bye.
Okay, you have a good time over there.
Magicite Soul Calibur.
Oh.
And,
A Magicite of a sword?
well, you can get the Magicite Ragnarok in the original, but it has the Starlit spell list. Good thing I decided to spoke to everyone. A red essence in the fireplace. And a blue essence in the bookshelf.
What are the essences, though?
They're the elemental shields that absorb ice, fire, and thunder.
Alright, and they also do other stuff with other elements as well.
I don't think so.
I think that the elemental shields in the original game also either like would have damage nullify, or sometimes multiply damage from certain elements. So
Let's double check.
as I remember, I think that one of the dragons in Final Fantasy III in this original version in my playthrough, I only barely managed to beat it by the skin of my teeth because one of the elemental shields, I think like the ice one, is also immune to air.
Yeah, this absorbs ice, has no effect to fire, but it's weak to wind.
All right, there was one. It was one that apparently like completely nullified wind.
Powerful sorcerer has been honing his crafts at Spellbound Castle. Golbez!
You finally found him after all this time.
So I guess this is the way forward to Spellbound Castle. Yep.
Well, now you have to go in there.
Oh.
There's no way around it.
We found him! Clad in armor of deepest night, he walks the path of darkness, seeking redemption for his past deeds. We got a full party! The faint-hearted have no place here. I suggest you leave at once. Wait, what's this? You harbor such incredible power. Darkness has blinded me. It seems I still have much to work on. I must become even stronger. All is not lost yet. It's time we end this pathetic struggle. Let's pay Zuriel a visit. There will be no mercy.
So I guess you figured out how to change a lot of this stuff, but it seems like changing a lot of the maps wasn't quite within their realm of expertise.
Okay, we got the Doom Castle theme from Mystic Quest.
Yes!
Blood Tome.
So I actually need to play Mystic Quest since I do actually own it.
Yes, you should.
Just you know, to see because it's one of the Final Fantasy games that a lot of people really don't like.
That's not bad. It's just it's just not as deep as most RPGs.
Yeah, I'll say there's one thing that impressed me more than anything else about it, just by having a copy of it downloaded on my computer. It fits into 512 kilobytes of data.
Yeah, it's not that long. You can beat it in less than 10 hours.
Yep.
Just,
Okay, I'm actually going to go out and save. I don't see a save point here.
it still amazes me that a lot of older games can fit in such a tiny amount of data. The original Final Fantasy 3 on Super Nintendo fits into 3 megabytes.
A twin-headed dragon. Speaking of FF3, but of course you're talking about 6.
Yes, just it was called FF3 in the US because they didn't have the real FF3.
Nope.
Yes, keep blocking their attacks. We don't want to see what some of these do.
I'm hoping that this thing isn't anywhere near as they're not anywhere near as strong as the the two-headed dragon in the actual Final Fantasy 3.
Hopefully not.
No.
In a game full of that one bosses, it is that one boss with that one boss.
Oh, not really. I actually beat him in one try, while all the other bosses that else down there that spam Quake and Meteor were the ones that I really had trouble with.
Yeah. No kidding.
Just because there's no way to actually really protect myself against that. I just have to hope and pray that it doesn't use the particularly strong spells too frequently.
Yeah. I've yet to beat that game at anything less than level 60. For pretty much that
I
reason.
think I beat it around like level 40 or 50, but I ended up abusing save states at the last dungeon just because there's no reason for it to not have a save point other than that they didn't have the technology for it yet. They couldn't figure out that people would want save points.
And unfortunately, they still did that for the remake for no good reason.
I'm not sure if they made the remake any easier or not. I don't know.
It's both easier and harder. But it's also a lot easier to power grind too.
I basically did no level grinding, so maybe that's part of the reason why the final dungeon was so hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't exactly like Mist Castle. And we got a zombie on lookout.
The color palettes look kind of weird in this area, especially with the water.
Well, it is a dimensional castle. Okay, so these guys don't hurt as much as that Esper was talking about. Well, I was afraid we wouldn't get a full stream in today because I wanted to. Because if I didn't find out where this place was, I would have I ended the stream after the Phoenix Cave. But since we got this...
You could do this, and then maybe if you have time, you could also try to do the Phoenix Cave.
Yep, got 2 hours.
Hooray!
Minus
That's
15,
easy.
minus 15
That's
minutes for a second intermission. We'll probably do that after this dungeon, actually. And end with the Phoenix Cave. Ooh, there we go.
Oh, excuse you.
I just ate a bunch of plasma.
Nah.
That's probably not very good for your health. You're gonna get addicted.
But for some reason I'm craving cheeseburgers, man.
And I'm just imagining like an anti-drug PSA, one of those anti-drug PSA videos, just with plasma instead of like heroin or weed or whatever.
Only in this world.
Don't do plasma, kids. Not even once. Or a cop, or police, or a SWAT officer will come in and blow you up with a rocket launcher.
Trying to place this music. Castlevania? Mixed with something else. Yep, holy.
Unsurprisingly, the undead thing is weak against holy. Notice a lot of the enemies in this game seem to be like huge damage sponges. At least they have huge amounts of HP.
Yeah, that's one of my smaller complaints about this is the boss fights, especially in the early game, just seem to drag on.
They did.
Did the dragons drag on?
Nope, I already made that pun in one of my video titles from the last stream, though.
Oh.
Hasn't gone up yet.
You just have it written down as soon as you upload it.
Yep. Up by Ronan. Yeah, what I plan on doing is, while I'm still recording the game, videos will go up on each weekday. Once I beat the game, they'll go up every day until they're all up. Then I'll probably start the next project.
Cool. There's more projects?
Yep. An undead crown. Let's go ahead and Fusoya take care of healing. Since he's still got the one relic. A Gamma Sword and a dragon. The legendary 8 dragons exist purely from magic energy. If they're depleted of their magic points, they'll most assuredly cease to exist. So I can just cast Rasp on them?
I might be that easy.
A holy elemental sword? Well, that might come in handy.
There might be a puzzle where, you know, it was one of them that doesn't die when you deplete its HP, and you have to just rasp it repeatedly until it dies from MP loss.
Yep, much like the Red Dragon refight on the GBA version.
I don't think I actually got to that in the Game Boy Advance version. In fact, you know, there's something that I really want to rectify, and that I'm really close to rectifying. I've never actually beaten Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, you gotta rectify that.
I actually have a save file on the original game that's inside. It's partway through the Kefka's Tower, and in a decent position to be able to beat the game. So I have no excuse to not do that, at least soon.
Yeah.
Another dragon weak to holy.
Well, you get to discover a combo. Well, another combo in the original game. It's a little bit broken in some cases.
Which one? We got a ton.
Namely fixed dice in the offering.
Oh yes. Go ahead and shelter up. I imagine I have to go up on the right side of this battlement. Or we're just going to bomb the castle. Oh. Anyway.
This is the secret. Otis is secretly Bomberman in disguise. He just got rid of the useless bomb suit that didn't protect him anyway.
Hey, we're back at the opera. Oh, another dragon.
I see that they're making all the use of every single area this game has in its cartridge space that they could. So I guess they kind of forced you to fight this one, unless it doesn't count. It just doesn't count as a dragon on the counter.
It is Shenron! I am Shenron. You're not supposed to be here. This is a forbidden place. Prepare yourselves. Yeah, you may have 7 Dragon Balls, but I'm not granting you a wish. Barrier change? Oh, that would have been a good...
That's the same sprite as like that Kaiser dragon that was in the Game Boy Advance version.
Yep. And as...
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to place this music. Currently weak to fire, but that may not last.
Yes, yeah, 60,001 HP. What's with the 1?
They're trying to outbid someone on The Price is Right.
Well, his MP is exactly 60,000, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Now, I'm actually wondering, just how many bugs did they actually fix for this hack?
Well, I don't know. I haven't tried the Vanish Death trick.
I mentioned that might have actually just murdered the shadow that you fought before if they didn't fix that.
Yeah, I shouldn't worry about elements. Hyperdrive. Oh, that hurt. Yep, I knew that wasn't gonna work.
I just one-shotted him.
Yep, final boss theme from Chrono Trigger. That's what this is. By Otis.
Yeah, I would have recognized it pretty fast if I'd been able to hear it.
Reflect and followed by anti-reflect.
Good lord.
We can probably outlast him. I just gotta...
Not to mention, even if you can't, you have those Omni Elixirs for a reason. How many of those things do you have now?
Probably half a dozen.
Really?
Yep, they're pretty generous about it in this game.
You probably assume that you'll need them, unless you grind a lot, which you did. So.
Uh-oh, Quake.
Oh crap.
This is why you should probably be casting Flow more often.
Yep.
Wasn't an insta?
Another Quake!
Good.
Okay, so I guess this is just the boss giving you a middle finger for not using Float.
Pretty much.
Yep. Holy crap. You can't berserk him to keep him from the barrier change?
Nope.
Jeez.
Well, we'll try that again.
You probably could win just, for just the Quake murdered you.
Yes.
Besides, I haven't gotten to speak at all this stream! I have to come in some point!
Ah!
It's good that he still had enough life left in him to walk back to the grave, so he could fall into it and die.
Dying, you startled me, man. Seriously, I dropped my phone. Like,
Sorry.
200% fright. I think you can cast Float on multiple targets at once.
Not on this hack.
Oh, maybe they changed it.
Yep. Hopefully it won't matter.
So it really sucked at this boss actually did something like if you're floating, you instantly cast a spell on everybody or something.
50 G's.
Well, the Earth Dragon equivalent did that. He cast 5 Gs and then spammed Quake spells.
Again, I'm assuming they haven't removed the equipment that actually resists or absorbs earth attacks.
No, they replaced it with one that absorbs water.
It's gotta be something that something that at least helps against earth damage.
Float. That's about it. Okay, want to get a Kiraga off before you jump again, Otis. Of course, at the same time, had I not done my grinding, he probably would have one-shotted me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems kind of interesting because he actually seems to use attacks depending on what element is currently his weakness. Maybe at least that's what it seems like.
That's a good observation. I didn't notice that myself.
At least that's what it seems like. Anyway, they made the chill out joke before anyone else could.
Oh, he's not the first one to do it.
Oh, he's not that fast. Or depending on your playstyle, you probably could just repeatedly try to attack over and over again, and keep trying until eventually he doesn't actually use the earth elemental attacks. Since the barrier change seems to be random.
Well, this is going well. Probably too well at the moment. Yeah, so, shifted to fire. Let's see, just in case. That works out. Otis didn't need the healing.
Yes, Otis is the one that needs healing and doesn't need healing at the same time because he keeps dodging the attacks.
So he's using fire attacks, and I thought we were doing more damage to him. Yep, so whatever he's using will determine what his weakness currently is.
So, yeah, now out of curiosity, so Dine, what is the longest boss fight you've ever actually done in an RPG?
Probably Atomos on the Eternal Crystals hack.
And how long do you think it actually took?
Over half an hour.
Yep.
I actually sped up the video on that one.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about things like the fact that, for example, Persona 3's final bosses takes like an hour, and also has a tactic specifically designed to make you re-heal the boss to full health once it gets down to like 10% health.
Well, that's the super boss. The final boss has 13 phases.
That's not a fight, man. That's a story.
That's a career.
For me, it'd be that Legend of Dragoon boss fight. That took me about 25 minutes.
Oh darn! He did the barrier change course to see if I could suplex him.
From what I'm thinking it depends on whether you're asking me about the length of the boss fight for a regular attempt, or the length of the amount of time I had to repeatedly try to beat the boss fight.
One attempt.
Oh, I can't suplex this dragon anyway!
Oh.
Unfortunately, he weighs too much. You can't swing him around by the tail. Now, if only Bowser could think of that tactic, he'd be invincible.
Well, he tries it in Mario Party 2, but ends up not working anyway.
Because of the power of the stars.
Yep.
That's the way it works.
The stars, you say?
Yes, sea stars.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I think the game realized that you're doing too well.
Meltdown!
Uh-oh.
By Fusoya. Okay, so bring in fire resisting stuff.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, you were able to recover. Jeez, you think you can slow him down?
Probably not.
So it's not worth a shot. It always seems like the hardest bosses in RPGs are the ones that are fast.
Yeah.
Not by Otis.
Wait, Zombie Ronin was useful? He actually attacked the boss.
Nope, can't cast float on everybody.
See, it kind of sucks. They did actually change it.
Oh, God.
Okay, so then just pray to God that he doesn't use Quake again.
Or Heartless Angel.
No, that one just sucks no matter what.
For God's sake.
Well, assuming this is supposed to be an optional boss.
And total wipe.
Quake.
Well, I can probably take him if everyone's at 60. So I'm gonna try again after my next grinding session.